Hi there, it's Christy with Raising Brave Readers. We're so glad you're here. And today we are going to use our memory game that we learned last time. And I'm going to show you all the ways that it builds language, ways that you can use everyday games to build language. And language is so important because it helps your child express their feelings and their needs clearly. You might recall a time when your child was super frustrated because they couldn't tell you what they needed. So building language helps them to be able to communicate interpersonally better. Language also builds a foundation for reading and writing because then when you encounter an unknown word, you have heard it before. So you can match that word that you're trying to read or trying to write with a word that you have heard or experienced before. And language builds knowledge about the world around your child. So they learn new concepts. What types of animals are there? They learn geography. They make vocabulary connections. They build vocabulary, habitat, mammal, amphibian. They develop thinking skills, and learning language expands your curiosity. So stay until the end and see how this one game, and pretty much so many of the games that you could pick, can build your child's language skills. All right, so I have my smaller set of memory cards in my little tin, so it's easy. And you are not going to do all of the things that I'm doing right now. Just as you set up the game, as you take it out of the tin, you might pick one of these categories. You're not going to flood them with information because the goal is to play the game. But you might name the animal. So I have a whale, and whales live in the ocean. So I'm telling about habitat and geography. I have a turtle, and turtles have a hard, smooth shell. I have a snake. Snakes also have smooth, cool skin because they're reptiles. I have a mouse, and it's one mouse, or if it's more than one, then we call them mice. I have a giraffe, and giraffes have spots. Do you see these spots? And did you know that the giraffe, every giraffe has its own spots? They're unique to them, just like every person has their own unique fingerprints. No two people have the same fingerprints, and no two giraffes have the same spots. And here's a beaver. And beavers are the national mammal in Canada. Isn't that interesting? So I would pick one of these topics to talk about as I'm setting up the game or as I'm cleaning up the game. If we're playing the memory game, I don't want to interrupt too much of the memory thinking that they're doing where they're trying to remember things. So most of the language will occur as just kind of as a small add-on along the way. All right, so you can talk about geography, habitat. They live in the ocean. They live in the ocean on the land. You can talk about science, life cycle, about laying eggs, or mammals have live birth, and we have a mammal. A mouse is a mammal. A giraffe is a mammal. A beaver is a mammal, and also a whale is a mammal. It's kind of unexpected, but it is because they need oxygen and they need air to breathe through with their lungs, so they have lungs. You might talk about prey and predator. So the mouse has to be careful for snakes because snakes are the predator and they like to eat mice. And so the mice is the prey. You might need to go find another one if you want to do a whole predator and prey theme. And you could go like this. Here are the predators. A predator would be the snake, and the prey would be the mouse. The predator is the lion, and the prey would be the giraffe. So sometimes you just add things to help it out. You could talk about how the animal moves. So a snake slithers on the ground. Would you like to slither on the ground? A mouse can be so still, or it can scurry fast. A turtle usually walks pretty slow. They plod along. And see all that language I used: scurry, I used slither, I used plod. You might discuss how a beaver can swim, and it's very fast in the water. It can dive, but on land, it's very slow. You can talk about how animals are the same or different. So I think that giraffes and snakes are kind of the same, or they're similar because they both have a long neck. You might say that, oh my goodness, look, all these animals have a tail. That's so exciting. I didn't realize this. You might say that beavers and mice are the same because they're both rodents. They both have very long, strong teeth so that they can gnaw or chew on things. But they're different because a beaver has a long, a wide, flat tail to warn of danger, and a mouse has a long, skinny tail. I wonder what a mouse uses its tail for. So I'm modeling even curiosity that I don't know all the things, but we can go and look it up. You can talk reading and writing. You can talk about what are the sounds that you hear in the word mouse. What's the first sound you hear in mouse? Mmm. What's the next sound you hear? Mmm, ow, s. That's right. You can look and see if any of these words have the same beginning sound. And actually, none of them do. We have j, b, s, oo, and t. So I could go and find a different animal that would match that. You can talk about how animals are the same or different. And in that case, you might want to go find another animal and see how they match, like another animal with spots or another animal that swims in the water. And so sometimes even saying how things are the same and how they're different, like I did with the tails. What I really want you to think about is enjoy the process. Keep the games short. Pick only one or two things to talk about. So you're talking and modeling. And as you do it, time and time again, you'll notice that all of a sudden your children are starting to talk about scurrying like mice. And you might feel like, oh, it's taking a while to do it. And maybe you need to do some copycat things like, oh, say with me, a mouse likes to scurry. Say, ooh, a mouse likes to scurry, and they're copying you. So you're starting to help them expand that sentence. Keep it short and sweet and have them wanting to come back for more. Because when that game is less than 10 or 15 minutes, then it's fun for everyone, for you, for them. One thing I find that when I play this game and I add more language to it, it makes it more interesting for me to play because I'm having the challenge of, oh, well, let's think about describing all these animals. Like this animal is furry, this animal might be smooth, and I think this animal is smooth too. So the whole time you're doing this, you are investing attention and love in your child. And attention is probably your child's number one love language. When we are giving attention to someone, they are feeling our love. So while you play this game, you're building connection, you're building core memories, you're building memory, but you're also building language, which is such a powerful tool for communicating our feelings and needs, for learning about reading and writing and getting ready for it, and also for learning about the world around them. So I hope you try this memory game this week with your child. Maybe share your child's favorite memory game in the comments or a memory game that you love, and subscribe for more simple language building activities. Thank you so much and have a great day.